guys, welcome to today's fiery Vinyasa Flow. This is a quick little flow if you want to build some heat and some energy in your body and in your core. When we activate our core, we're activating our Manipura Chakra, our Solar Plexus, which is the home of our internal fire, building confidence and strength to move forward. So we'll begin today in a child's pose, bringing knees nice and wide on your mat, big toes to touch, sinking your hips down towards your heels and walking your hands forward. Placing your forehead onto the mat, or if you need a bit more support, you can place a block or a pillow underneath your head. We'll be here for a few breaths, just taking a moment to check in with ourselves, to center ourselves before we begin our practice today. Take a moment maybe to close down the eyes and just begin to feel into your body. Feeling into your hips opening here. Feeling into your heart and your shoulders and your chest opening. And just begin to deepen your breath. Breathing in and out of the nose. As you breathe, notice the expansion of your belly. And just noticing where you feel your breath. Every inhale, deepening the breath slightly. And every exhale, a little bit longer and slower. Three more breaths like this. And on your final breath, just releasing your deep breathing and returning back to your natural pace of breath. And just take a moment to ask yourself why you're showing up on the mat today. Perhaps you just need to move your body. Maybe you've chosen this particular flow to ignite some energy within yourself. Just notice what comes to mind when you ask yourself why you've shown up on the mat today. And whatever shows up for you, just allow yourself to use this as your intention for your practice today. Beautiful. And then slowly start to lift your body up, coming on to your hands and your knees, coming into a tabletop position. Take a moment to check your alignment, pushing hands into the mat, stacking hips over your knees and shoulders over your wrists, engaging your core, making sure through the practice today that you keep your core engaged at all times, really activating that Manipura Chakra. From here, we'll inhale, drop the belly, moving into some cat-cows, lifting your gaze. And then exhale, pushing away from the floor, rounding through the spine, tucking your chin towards your chest. Inhale, drop the belly towards the mat, lifting the gaze. And exhale, push away. Inhale, drop the belly, moving into your cow. Exhale, push away from the floor into your cat. Continue moving through your cat-cow, connecting the movement to your breath. And start to feel your core beginning to wake up. Last round. And then returning back to a neutral spine. From here, we'll place our hands so that they're pointing towards the outsides of our mat and just start to rock the weight side to side, warming up through those wrists, bringing a bit of movement and stretching into the wrist joints. It's so important to warm up our joints before we move to protect our bodies. Returning your hands back to face towards the front of the mat. Flip your left palm so that your palm is facing up and your fingers are facing towards your knees, back of the hand placing down on the mat. Slowly start to shift your weight backwards, opening up through the front of that wrist. And then return back to center, switching sides. So flipping the right palm now, fingertips facing towards the knees, back of the hand on the mat, and start to shift your weight backwards, stretching through that wrist and through the forearm. Moving back through center, planting both of your hands down, tucking your toes, and just start to rock your weight back and forwards a couple of times to warm up through those feet, opening through the feet here. Remembering to keep your core engaged at all times, even in movements that maybe you think don't require your core to be engaged. Let's start activating our core, our solar plexus. Beautiful. Keep those toes tucked under, really plant the hands down into the floor. We'll inhale here, and then on your exhale, engage your core, lifting your knees up off of the mat. Taking a breath here. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale here. Exhale, pushing away, lifting the knees. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down. Inhale here. Exhale, push away. Inhale and stay here for 2 breaths. Exhaling. Inhaling, keep pushing away. Exhale, lower. Untuck those toes, sinking the hips back for a moment. Walk the hands forward, coming into a child's pose with knees closer together this time. Take a breath here. Just notice the activation of your core. Come back to your breath. Center yourself before we begin to move a little bit more. And slowly make your way back up into a tabletop. Tuck those toes and start to push the hips up towards the sky, coming into a downward facing dog. Take a moment here to check in with your alignment, walking your heels out left and right, right and left, walking out the dog. Push away from the floor with the hands. Push your hips up towards the sky. Draw your belly button towards your thighs. And bring a gentle bend into the knees and find stillness. Aiming for a straight spine in our downward facing dog rather than straight legs. So if you need to bring a bend through the knees to straighten the spine, please do so. Take a breath here. Then slowly step your feet one by one towards your hands at the front of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Bringing your feet hip width apart, bending the knees slightly and just allowing yourself to hang here. Maybe grab onto opposite elbows, finding your ragdoll. Maybe swaying side to side, just feeling a little bit of an opening through the back body. Release the hands back down to the mat and slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae all the way up into standing at the top of your mat into Tadasana, your mountain pose. We'll move through our sun salutation A. So we'll inhale, reach up to the sky. Bringing hands into prayer above the head. Inhale deeply here. Exhale, push the hips forward slightly, coming into a baby back bend. Inhale back through center. Exhale, hands through heart center, folding forward. Gentle bend in the knees. Inhale, flat back, finding a halfway lift. Hands might be on the shins or on the floor. Exhale, fold. Planting the hands down, step, hop or jump back into a plank. Inhale, shifting your weight forward slightly. Exhale, lowering down through your chaturanga. Inhale into a cobra, hips down, or into an up dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths in your down dog. Come back to your breath. Maybe finding stillness or a little bit of movement through the legs, pushing through those hands, hips to the sky. Inhale, bend the knees, bring the gaze towards the hands at the front of the mat. Step up or jump forward into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up to the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. Take a moment here to close down the eyes, to come back to your breath, back to your intention. And then gently flutter the eyes open and releasing hands down by your side. We'll inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands down, step, hop or jump back into your plank. Move through your chaturanga. So inhale, rock your weight forward. Lower the knees if you need. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale into your up dog or your cobra. And exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Take 1 breath in your downward facing dog. Then your next inhale, right leg lifts to the sky. Find your 3-legged dog. On your exhale, draw your right knee towards your nose, drawing into an ab tuck. Engage that core. Inhale, back to a 3-legged dog. Exhale, draw that right knee towards your right elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee towards your left elbow. Hold here, and then extend that right foot out to the side, coming into your fallen star. Reach your left arm up towards the sky and push through the outer blade of that left foot. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Inhale here, exhale here. And place that left hand back down. Draw that knee back in towards your chest, and then roll onto the outer blade of that left foot, coming into a side plank on that left hand. See if you can keep that right leg lifted. 1 more breath here. And then rolling back into your plank, draw that knee in towards your chest, and then push back, 3-legged dog. Draw that foot back down, find your downward facing dog. Maybe find a child's pose if you need. Take a breath here. Find your breath again, find your center. Feel into the core, the activation. 1 more breath here. And we'll inhale, left leg rises to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee towards the chest, coming into an ab curl. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee towards left elbow. Push away from the floor with those hands. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee towards right elbow. Hold here. Push that left foot out towards the right side. Open up that back foot. Reach your right arm up to the sky, fallen star. Push away from the floor. 1 more breath here. And then place that right hand back down, coming onto the back toes. Draw that left knee in towards your chest. And then roll onto the outer blade of that right foot, coming into a side plank. Maybe keep that left leg lifted. Push away from the floor. 1 more breath. And then back through plank. Draw that knee in towards your chest. Push back, 3-legged dog. And then back down into your downward facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths here, or find your child's pose. Take your option. 2 more breaths. Feel into that core, to that fire being built within. Beautiful. And slowly walk the feet towards the hands at the front of the mat. Finding a forward fold, bringing feet hip width apart. Gentle bend in the knees, folding down. Inhale, halfway lift, finding a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up to the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, reach arms up towards the sky. And then on your exhale, pick that right foot up, step behind you, coming onto the ball of the back foot, finding a high lunge. Take a moment for alignment here. Draw your tailbone down towards the floor, stacking that knee over your ankle. Reach the arms up towards the sky. Push through that back heel, sink a little deeper. Inhale here. And exhale, hinging forward, come into your humble warrior. Hold here for a breath. Inhale, rising up. And then exhale, open into a warrior 2. Opening onto that outer blade of that back foot. Keeping that knee stacked over the ankle. Reach those arms into a T. Gaze comes over the middle finger of that left hand. See if you can sink a little deeper. Inhale, reach forward with that left hand. Flip the palm, reverse your warrior. Reaching back. Keep the bend through the front knee. 1 more breath here. Inhale, rising back up into your warrior 2. And then exhale, framing that front foot, plant the hands down, step back into your 3-legged dog. Exhale, draw that left knee in towards the chest, and then place the foot between the hands at the front of the mat. Lower that back knee down and tuck the back toes, and inhale, rise up into your low lunge. Again, draw the tailbone down towards the floor so that you're not arching through the spine, protecting your low back. Inhale, reaching up here. Exhale, open the left arm back, the right arm forward, finding a twist. Take a breath here. Inhale, back through center, reaching up. Then exhale, framing that front foot. Step back into a plank, moving through your vinyasa. Inhaling forward, exhale, lower down. Inhale into an up dog or a cobra. And exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Take 2 deep breaths in your downward facing dog. And bend through the knees. Inhale, gaze comes forward. Step up or jump forward into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, find a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up to the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. Beautiful. Moving to the other side. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, step that left foot back onto the ball of the foot, come into your high lunge. Take a moment for alignment. Draw your tailbone down. Bend through that front knee, stack the knee over the ankle. Reaching up. Taking a breath here. Then inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, hinge from the hips, come into your humble warrior. 1 more breath here. Inhale, rising back up into your high lunge. And then exhale, opening up to your warrior 2. Pushing through the outer blade of that back foot, reaching those arms. Gaze comes over the middle finger of that right hand. Stack the knee over the ankle. Breathe here. Inhale, reach that right hand forward, flip the palm, reverse your warrior. Keep the bend through that front knee. Take a breath here. Inhale, back up to your warrior 2. And then exhale, frame that front foot. Stepping back into a three-legged dog. Inhale, draw that right knee in towards your chest. Hold here for a breath. And then place that foot between the hands. Untuck those back toes. Lower that back knee down. Inhale, rise up into your low lunge. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right arm back, left arm forward. Find a twist. Take a breath here. Inhale back through center. Exhale, frame that front foot. Step back into a plank. Find your vinyasa. Inhaling forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Take 2 deep breaths in your down dog. Beautiful. And then draw those knees wide, bringing the big toes to touch. Find yourself in a child's pose once again. Draw your head down towards the mat. Walk the hands out as far as you can. And start to sink into the mat. Begin to slow your breath down. Moving out of the doing part of your practice into the being. And starting to feel into the benefits of your practice. The activation of your core, your Manipura Chakra, home of your internal fire, your confidence, your power to move forward. Three more breaths in your child's pose. Really begin to slow down and deepen those breaths. Slowly lifting yourself up out of your child's pose and just rolling over onto one side, bringing your feet out in front of you, maybe shifting your hips forward slightly to find the center of your mat. And then just slowly lowering yourself down onto your back. Draw the knees in towards the chest, give yourself a big hug. And then place the feet back down on the mat. Lift your hips up, shifting them towards the right slightly. And start to draw your knees over to the left. Bring your arms out into a T, finding a supine twist, spinal twist. And you can keep your knees stacked on top of one another. If you need a bit more support, you can place a pillow between the knees or underneath the knees. Or you can extend that top leg long. Just take your variation, whatever feels good in your body today. Taking a twist through the spine and twisting through our core, our internal organs. Just rinsing out any energy that no longer serves us and feeling into that activation. One more breath here. And slowly bring the feet back through the center, shifting your hips to the left this time and dropping your knees over to the right, finding your twist on the other side. Again, take your variation on this side. Use any props if you need a little bit more support. Extend the top leg if you want a little bit more of a stretch through the hip as well. And remember to breathe. One more breath. And then bringing the knees back through center. Bring the hips back into the center of the mat. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself one last big hug. Oh. And then extend the legs long, finding your Shavasana. Take a moment to find a comfortable position. Maybe allowing your legs and your arms to fall wide, taking up space. And if it feels comfortable for you, closing down the eyes. Begin to become aware of your breath. Maybe taking a couple of deep breaths just to recenter yourself. To bring yourself back into this moment. As you breathe, begin to deepen your breath. And see if you can draw that breath all the way down into your belly. As you inhale, breathing all the way down into your belly, allow your belly to expand, followed by your ribs and your chest. And then exhale out the nose, long and slow, feeling the whole body deflating like a balloon. Inhaling into your belly, your ribs, and then your chest. And exhaling long and slow, moving into your yogic breath, your three-part breath. As you move through your three-part breath, feel into that solar plexus, the Manipura Chakra, and just notice how it feels. Notice any sensations here, in that little part just in between the V of the bottom of your ribs. Maybe even place a hand on there and just notice what you feel as you breathe. And as we move through our practice today, we activated this chakra. So when this chakra is out of balance, we can be in our own shadow, not believing in ourselves, not feeling confident and feeling stagnant, unable to move forward. So when we activate this chakra, we're igniting that fire within, reminding ourselves that we can, giving ourselves the permission to believe and to do all that our heart desires. Allow your breath to return to its natural state and enjoy your Shavasana for a moment longer. And then when you're ready, gently begin to invite some movement back into your body, maybe wiggling your fingers and toes. Maybe start to blink the eyes back open, just becoming aware of the space. And then gently roll yourself over onto your favorite side into a fetal position. Take a moment here to come back to that intention that you set for yourself at the start of your practice today. Just feeling into that intention, noticing if this is something that you honored in your practice, and if it's something that you can take out into your everyday life beyond the mat. Slowly start to lift yourself back up into a seated position, maybe keeping the eyes closed down, keeping that awareness within. We'll bring our hands and place them palms face down over our solar plexus, our Manipura Chakra, and just take a moment to feel into this energy center. Notice if any sensations, feelings, or emotions arise. And just feel into that energy center of internal fire, our power within. And bring hands into prayer in front of heart center. Take a moment of gratitude for yourself for showing up on the mat today. A moment of gratitude for your power, your ability to be all that you truly are. And a moment of gratitude for this practice. The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.